My girlfriend sighed and said, "I just want to have fun. Serious relationships are boring." I simply nodded. The next day, she checked her phone. No messages from me. No calls. No contact. Just a new relationship status update. Happily engaged. I never imagined I'd be sharing something so personal here, but I need to get this off my chest. Maybe some of you have been through similar situations and can offer some advice. I've been with my girlfriend, let's call her Sarah, for about 3 years. We met during our college days in Chicago. Our relationship had its ups and downs, but I always believed we had a strong bond. A few weeks ago, we were at our favorite coffee shop in Lincoln Park. Out of nowhere, Sarah sighed and said, "I just want to have fun. Serious relationships are boring." I was taken aback and asked her what she meant. She shrugged and said she felt tied down and wanted to experience more in life. I didn't know how to respond, so I just nodded. The next day, I decided to give her some space to figure things out. I didn't text or call her. I thought maybe she needed time to herself. But then, while scrolling through Facebook, I saw her relationship status had changed to happily engaged. My heart sank. Engaged? To whom? I confronted her about it, and she admitted she'd been seeing someone else for a few months. She said she didn't know how to tell me and that she felt this new guy was more in line with what she wanted. I was devastated. Now I'm left picking up the pieces. I moved out of our shared apartment, and am crashing with a friend in Wicker Park. I'm not sure how to move forward from this. How do you deal with betrayal like this? Any advice would be appreciated. I didn't sleep much the night I saw that Facebook post. My body was still, but my mind kept running in circles. Happily engaged? I couldn't believe it. Just 24 hours earlier, she was sitting across from me sipping an oat milk latte like nothing was wrong. Like we were just having a normal Sunday. The next morning, I drove past our old apartment. Her car was there, parked the same way she always did, crooked and too close to the curb. I sat in my car for a few minutes, trying to convince myself to keep driving. But I didn't. I texted her. "We need to talk." "Now." She replied almost instantly. "I'm not home." "Maybe later this week." I replied. "I'm outside." 3 minutes passed before the front door opened. She stood there in an oversized hoodie and shorts like she had just woken up. No ring on her hand. My eyes scanned for it without even thinking. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She looked down, her arms crossed. "Because I didn't know how. You always saw a future. I stopped seeing it a while ago." "Who is he?" She hesitated. "You don't know him. Try me." She looked me dead in the eyes. "It's Jason. My coworker. From the design firm." I blinked. Jason? The same guy she swore was just a friend. The same Jason who used to text her memes at 2 a.m. and accidentally call her when he was drunk? "You told me he was just a friend." "I didn't lie," she said quickly. "We were friends. For a long time. But things changed." I was shaking now. Not just from anger, but from the sheer disbelief that everything I had believed for 3 years was unraveling like thread. "And you're engaged?" She didn't answer. Just stood there with her mouth pressed shut. I turned around and walked off without another word. Later that day, I got a text from her best friend, Rachel. We hadn't talked much before, but she said she felt like I deserved to know something. "Sarah's been seeing Jason since last November," the message read. "She only told me because she was afraid you'd find out." Last November. That meant on our last anniversary trip to Denver. When we stayed in that cabin, when she told me she had never felt closer, she had already started something with him. I stared at that message for a long time. Then something strange happened. My phone started blowing up. Not from Sarah. Not from Rachel. But from mutual friends. Apparently, someone had seen my name in the comments under Sarah's engagement post. And someone else shared a screenshot of something Jason had posted on Twitter. Engaged to the love of my life. Life's too short for boring relationships. The replies were full of people congratulating them. But someone had replied with a photo. A photo of Sarah and me, taken just 2 months ago, at Navy Pier. My arm around her, both of us smiling at the sunset. "Wasn't she just here with this guy?" the caption read. Now it was out. And people started talking. One of Sarah's coworkers messaged me anonymously. "She was still with you when she started sleeping with Jason." A lot of us at the office knew. Some of us warned her. She didn't care. Another message followed. Then another. It was like everything that had been hidden was suddenly out in the open. Every crack I thought we'd fixed in our relationship turned out to be a cover for something rotten underneath. And then came the twist I never expected. I got a call from Jason. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. His voice was nervous. "Hey, man. Look. I didn't know you were still together when we started dating. She told me you were broken up. Said it ended months ago." I didn't say anything. Just let him talk. "She's not who she says she is," he went on. "I found messages. To other guys. Not just me and you. I found stuff going back years." I finally spoke. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because I called off the engagement." My hand gripped the phone tighter. She flipped out. "He said?" "Said I ruined everything." But I realized she was lying to everyone. Not just you. Not just me. Everyone. I hung up. Sarah called me that night. I didn't answer. She texted, "We need to talk." But this time, I didn't go over. I didn't reply. Because now, I wasn't the only one who saw the truth. And somehow, that made it hurt even more. A week passed. I kept my phone on silent. I started sleeping again, but never for long. There was this heavy silence around me that never left, even when I was out. I'd walk through downtown Chicago and everything felt the same, but different. Same streets, same skyline, but it felt like I was watching my life from the outside. Then something weird happened. I got a call from my old landlord. "Hey, just checking in," he said. "Weird thing, some mail came for you. Looked like legal documents. From a firm in Evanston. Should I forward it?" Legal documents? That sent a chill down my spine. I asked him to hold on to them. I'd come pick them up. When I opened the envelope, it was a cease and desist letter. From Jason. Yeah. Him. Apparently, someone had taken screenshots of his Twitter post and the Navy Pier photo and turned it into some viral Reddit thread. It blew up. I had nothing to do with it, but I guess because people started digging into who he was, he assumed I was behind it. The letter said I had defamed his name and encouraged online harassment. I sat on the floor of my friend's place, laughing bitterly. Jason, the same guy who dumped Sarah and called me to clear the air, was now lawyering up to protect his image. I texted him. "Classy move?" He replied 2 hours later. "You brought it on yourself. Should have left it alone." So now he was the victim? Later that day, Rachel, the same friend of Sarah's who had messaged me, called. "I shouldn't be telling you this," she said, her voice low. "But you need to know something." Apparently, Sarah was trying to spin the whole situation. She told people I was stalking her. That I wouldn't let her go. Said she feared for her safety, and even hinted she might get a restraining order if I showed up again. I hadn't seen or spoken to her since the day I stood on that doorstep. Rachel sent screenshots of Sarah's messages to mutual friends. In them, Sarah painted me as obsessive, unstable, and emotionally manipulative. It made my skin crawl. But then it got worse. One night I got a DM from an unknown Instagram account. Just a first name and a blurry profile pic. Message read, "I was with her too. For about 4 months. Didn't know about you, didn't know about Jason. Just figured it out." I'm so sorry. This guy, Ben, was from the same gym Sarah used to go to. He was a trainer, and from the photos he sent, they clearly spent time together. She'd even visited his family in Milwaukee. So now, I was just one of many. I didn't know what kind of game she was playing, or if even she knew. But one thing was clear, this wasn't about being bored. This was something deeper. One of the messages Ben forwarded was a selfie of Sarah in bed, smiling, wearing a hoodie that used to be mine. It had my college's logo stitched on the front. It burned to see it again. She told me it was her ex's, and she just liked how soft it was. Ben wrote. Said it didn't mean anything. I wanted to scream. Instead, I threw my phone across the room and just sat there in silence. The screen cracked on the floor. The next morning, Rachel messaged me again. She's trying to get people to believe you hacked her social media, she said. She's saying you posted the engagement photos as revenge. I couldn't believe it. Sarah was now rewriting the story entirely, flipping everything upside down, turning herself into the victim. I started seeing friends pull away, unfollow me online. Mutuals stopped answering my texts. That hoodie in the picture? She posted it on her Instagram story the next day. No caption. Just her laying on a bed, half covered in it, smiling. She knew exactly what she was doing. Then a final twist came in the form of a phone call. Unknown number. I answered. This is Detective Harris from CPD. Are you Michael Rivers? My stomach dropped. There's been a report filed. We just want to ask you a few questions. I froze. Is this about Sarah? I asked, already knowing the answer. Yes, sir. She's made claims of harassment, and said she feels unsafe. We'd like to schedule a time to talk. And just like that, I realized she wasn't just done with me. She wanted to erase me. Completely. And somehow, she was winning. The detective asked me to come in for a statement. I sat in the dim interview room, a metal table between me and a man with tired eyes and a notepad. He was polite but distant. She claims you've shown up uninvited multiple times, sent harassing messages, and tried to turn people against her online. I wanted to laugh, but I didn't. I just said, check my call logs. Check my texts. I haven't contacted her once since the day I saw her face to face. He scribbled something and nodded. Just procedure. You're not under arrest. Yet. That word. Yet. It rang in my ears long after I left the station. I didn't know who I could trust anymore. Friends had split, some quietly stepped back, others took sides. Rachel stayed in touch but warned me that Sarah was spinning a web. She's not just trying to protect herself, she said. She's trying to destroy your reputation. Then came the office party. Not mine, Sarah's. It was supposed to be a summer celebration for her firm. They booked a private rooftop in River North. Open bar. Music. Dancing. Rachel sent me a message the night of. She's here with Jason. They're back together. Thought you should know. I didn't plan on going. I really didn't. But when you're losing your mind, clarity feels like violence. I needed answers. Closure. Or just truth. I don't know. Maybe I needed to see her lie to my face one last time. I showed up halfway through the party, not dressed for it. I was just me. Jeans. Hoodie. Nothing like the sleek, cocktail-dressed crowd milling around under the string lights. I walked in, and the music didn't stop, but I swear the air shifted. She saw me instantly. Jason, too. He looked nervous. She looked furious. I didn't speak first. She did. What the hell are you doing here? She snapped, walking toward me like she owned the world. I got tired of the lies, I said calm. Figured you could tell them to my face this time. She laughed, but it was brittle. You shouldn't be here. I could call security. Do it, I said. Maybe they'll enjoy hearing how you were cheating on both of us. And Ben. And who knows how many others. A few heads turned. People were starting to look. I wasn't yelling, but I didn't need to. The words were sharp enough. Jason stepped in. Man, this isn't the time. You should have listened to your gut the first time, I said to him. You called off the engagement because you saw the messages. What happened? She lied to you again? Sarah's eyes were wild now. You're obsessed. You need help. Maybe, I said. But I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. And I didn't try to paint you as a victim after stabbing everyone in the back. Jason was pale. Is this true? He asked her, quiet. She didn't answer. Her silence was louder than anything I could have said. People were staring now. A few coworkers whispered. Someone pulled out a phone. Sarah turned around and stormed off the rooftop, glass in hand, shattering it on the ground as she went. Jason followed her. I stayed behind. A woman I didn't know came up to me. I'm sorry, she said. I had no idea. She made you sound like the bad guy. Rachel came over too, just shaking her head. I knew it would blow up eventually, she said. I just didn't think it'd be tonight. I left quietly. Took the elevator down and walked 5 blocks before I realized my hands were shaking. 2 days later, Sarah posted a long note on Instagram. Sometimes people can't handle seeing a strong woman move on. People twist stories. I won't be silenced by hate. Comments were limited. Jason's name wasn't mentioned. I didn't respond. She didn't get her restraining order. There was no case. Jason didn't call me again. I heard from Rachel he left the firm 2 weeks later. Quit and moved to Boston. Left without saying goodbye. As for me? I got a new number. Deleted the apps. Got a therapist. Started walking more. Ate alone a lot, but I didn't feel alone like before. There was one night, late August, I ran into Ben. We didn't say much. Just nodded. That weird, silent respect of men burned by the same fire. Now it's months later. I still think about her sometimes. Not like I miss her. More like I'm still trying to understand how someone I loved could tear through lives like paper. But I'm healing. Slowly. I'm not bitter. Not angry even. Just awake. And I guess that's something. You don't always get closure. Sometimes you just get clarity. And that has to be enough.